Do you suffer from depression? Or do you know someone who suffers from it? Do you actually know what depression is? And can you heal it? Today, I'm going to be talking about this topic. Welcome to a new episode of Inner Wisdom Life Guidance. Today I'm recording from the Upper Kananaskis Lake in Alberta. It's a beautiful day for a hike. Before we start, first a disclaimer as usual. Please remember, I'm not giving medical advice. I am not giving mental health advice. If you believe that you suffer from depression, please seek professional help. All I'm sharing is my knowledge, my wisdom, my experience, and also I am using as a reference a book that is called When All Is Not Well by Swami. And it's a yogic perspective to the topic of depression. I will show you the book in a future episode and my review of it. What is depression? We can define depression as a disconnect from the world. We can also say that it's a misalignment of your physical, mental, and spiritual energies. And I will explain that in a future episode. But what's important to understand is that depression, it's as impactful and could be as complex, if not more complex, than a physical health condition. You can't just get over it. The fact that you can see depression, for example, if you compare it to a broken leg, it doesn't mean that it's something that the person just have to cheer up. So let's use the example of a broken leg. You have a broken leg, and then a friend comes to you and say, "Hey, dude, let's go for a run. Let's go for a walk." And you say, "Well, I can't, I have a broken leg." Well, just get over it. Of course you can't get over it. You need your leg to heal. And healing means that you need time, you need care, special treatment. You can't just get over it. With depression, it's no different. You need time to heal. You need a special treatment. You need support from your loved ones. You can't expect someone who suffers from depression to function in the same way as someone who doesn't. You have to remember, when you suffer from depression, you have lost the will to live. You can't do anything. It's not possible to just get over it. You need to heal first. The yogic term used to describe depression is vishada. And that means a toxic state of mind. What this means also is that depression is like a poison. And if it's a poison, there should be an antidote that you can take. So there's a cure. In a future episode, I'm going to talk about this cure, about how to heal depression. For now, what I want you to remember and understand is that it is essential for someone who suffers from depression to have the love, the support, and the empathy of their loved ones, people close to them. Whether if it's your family, your spouse, your friends, they need your help. And I'll say it again, that's an essential aspect of healing depression. According to the Diagnostics and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, there are officially 9 depression symptoms. The first one is a depressed mood. You feel extremely sad all the time. The second one is anhedonia, which means that you lack interest in doing anything and you are unable to find pleasure when doing anything. The third one is eating disorders with a significant weight loss or weight gain. The fourth one is sleeping disorders. You either sleep too much or you don't sleep at all, or you switch your sleeping schedule so you're awake during the evenings and you sleep during the day. The fifth one is extreme fatigue. You're tired all the time. The sixth one is lack of concentration. The seventh one is psychomotor changes. That means you talk and you move in a very slow way, or you have involuntary quick movements. The eighth one is a sense of guilt and worthlessness. You feel guilty all the time. And the ninth one is suicidal thoughts. Those are the 9 official symptoms of depression. Now, the kicker is that to be officially diagnosed with depression, you need to experience 5 of these symptoms every day during at least 2 weeks. And out of those 5, you must have the first one, which is the depressed mood, and or the second one, which is anhedonia, where you lack interest and pleasure on doing anything. One more thing that I missed. To be officially diagnosed with depression, there has to be a clear, significant negative impact on your ability to perform your daily activities. You have to be impaired, basically. My intention of sharing this information with you is for you to have the knowledge and understanding on what depression is based on the official documentation that's out there. Please do not self-diagnose. That's not the intention here. If you believe that you have any of these symptoms, if you believe that you suffer from depression, please seek professional help. But if you don't, this gives you the power to identify if you have been misdiagnosed. The last thing that you want is a doctor telling you that you have to take antidepressants when you do not suffer from depression. That's not going to help you. It's going to be bad for your health. It's not necessary. So keep that in mind. This brings us to the last section of today's episode, where I'm going to explain what depression is not. If you're feeling sad, that's not depression. You can feel sad because you lost a loved one, you lost your pet, you lost your job. There are different incidents in your life, different events that could make you feel sad. And that's normal, that's okay, but that's not depression. Go through your sadness, experience the emotion. Don't store it, express it, let it go, and move on. It is important to understand that extreme uncontrolled sadness can trigger a depression episode, and you don't want that in your life. So what can you do if you suffer from sadness? If you're suffering from sadness, there are a few things that you can do. The first thing that I will recommend doing is for you to avoid falling into the spiral of death. That's a saying my wife and I have. And basically what this means, you have a negative thought and you start feeding the thought, making it bigger and worse with every turn of the spiral, making you feel worse instead of better. So you have to catch yourself and you have to stop feeding any negative thoughts that come to your mind. Through awareness, you catch yourself from falling into this spiral of death. And the best way to develop awareness is through meditation. Practice meditation. I'll drop a link to my meditation video below. You have to be aware. Awareness is the key. Once you cut yourself on this spiral of negative thoughts, you have to work on replacing the negative thoughts with positive thoughts. That's a practice. Catch yourself, stop the negative thought, and then replace it with positive thoughts. Another thing that you can do is to start an activity where you're helping others. Helping others brings a sense of joy and satisfaction. And remember, helping others is our path to liberation. One last thing you can do is practice gratitude. Every day of your life, you should do this regardless if you are sad or not, but every day of your life, practice gratitude. When you practice gratitude, it's going to give you a sense of perspective on how many things you have in your life that you can be grateful for. This is going to give you perspective compared to other people who are struggling, who have challenges a lot more difficult than the ones that you have. So practice gratitude. And when you do that, gratitude brings abundance into your life. What I mean by this is not that suddenly you're going to win the lottery. No. It gives you awareness of all the things that you have and how much abundance you have in your life. Thanks so much for watching today's episode. If you have any comments, you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Remember, you can book a one-on-one session with me at iwlifeguidance.com, and I'll see you next week. Remember, this is the first episode of a 3 series episodes about depression. In the next episode, I'm going to be talking a little more about the different types of depression that you can have, different levels of depression that you could have. I'm also going to cover the yogic perspective a little bit more. And then in the third and last episode, I'm going to be talking about how to heal depression, the antidote to the poison. Thanks again. Bye for now.